Hey guys, and welcome back to Okami. Welcome to Kusa Village. It's, looking pretty dank right now. I'd go so far as to call it evil.
Yeah, it's really not doing very well. Like, the stank is all over this place, so much so that it's actually sapping our celestial ink as we run.
Oh,
it's
wow.
awful.
Well, at least there's still capitalism in these trying times, it seems.
Well, this is true, and we are going to buy some stuff because, well, we're going to sell some stuff first, and then probably buy some stuff, because why the hell not? Like, there's no need to hang on to that stuff, and we've got a new weapon!
Nice.
Already. Like, we do tend to get weapons quite quickly for the start of the game, then if I recall correctly, there's a period in the middle where we don't have quite so many, and then all of a sudden we get a rush towards the end. It's bizarre, but I am totally down with it. So now we have the Infinity Judge, which is a more powerful reflector.
That sounds like a fucking stand. I will defeat you with the power of Infinity Judge.
But yeah, it's really cool. I mean, just look at it. It moves, just
That's like the fucking mirror of Twilight.
Yes. So, yeah, as you can see, all of the villagers are talking about the Gale Shrine and something really bad having gone down there. And really, we're just going to have a little runabout, see if we can find anything. And look who it is!
Well, nice to see he survived the waterfall escapade.
Well, to be fair, your Susano is basically indestructible, isn't he?
Like a goddamn cockroach, though he is.
If there's two things I hate in this world, it's cockroaches and crying babies. Although a crying baby cockroach would be truly terrible.
I was gonna say, combined to it, oh boy. I just noticed he has Popeye arms.
Yes, he does, and it's glorious. So yes, he too is trying to get to the Gale Shrine, but obviously the stank that is going all over this place, we really need to deal with it, like, soon, because otherwise we are going to be a very poorly wolfie.
I get that the stuff is sapping our ink. Will it eventually start sapping health?
No, thankfully. But it's not going to be good, because when we run out of ink, there's literally bugger all we can do in terms of using the Celestial Brush.
True.
But, oh well. Here we have Mr. Bamboo, who is actually part of one of my favourite side quests in the game.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about it without spoiling the side quest?
Unfortunately not,
Bah!
because, so Mr. Bamboo is very heavily related to what is arguably the most famous Japanese fairy tale, folk tale ever.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's ridiculous how famous it is. And so his story will inevitably follow that, and that's where the side quest goes, so I really can't say anything right now.
Aww.
Without spoiling all of that.
Oh, I'll look forward to it then.
You should, definitely, because it's really lovely. And as you can see, we now have no weapon, no ability to use the Celestial Brush. We've just got to run about as a plain old wolf, and hopefully we don't run into any enemies, because, that would be bad.
Yeah, that's a point. I didn't realise, like, if a fucking Demon Gate pops up and we're stuck in there, you just gotta run away, I guess.
Well, we'll see about that, because, I mean, we're not entirely defenceless as just a plain old wolfie.
Well, yeah, we've still got claws and fangs at our disposal.
Exactly, but let's speak to the princess here, because she's really not looking well.
Does she have a celestial weapon as well? Look at that shit.
I'm sure we'll find out a little bit more about that, but, yes, this is what's causing the curse. A hideous blue imp. So yes, we're going to have to fight the blue imp with the glorious thing that is Wolf Kung Fu.
Oh my god, yes! This is why I wanted to do a playthrough of Okami in the first place. Wolf shenanigans.
Oh, it's ridiculous, because, I mean, ultimately, you're really not that powerful, and there's it's really not that fun to play as a plain old wolf. But there's just something so ridiculous about seeing wolf kung fu that I just love this so much.
I love that kick back there. Now, let's talk about the blue imp for a second, because that whole, image of someone holding onto a kite, flying with it, that's something I've seen in, like, Japanese shows and cartoons since I was a wee babby Tom 64, so can you tell me a little bit about that, if you can?
Well, if you bear with me a second, I will get the blue imp information up. So, the Japanese name is Ao Amano Jaku, because that obviously means loads to everyone. And, annoyingly, there isn't actually anything there in the Okami wiki to do with the flying kites.
Oh, that's a shame.
Which is really irritating. I'm going to have a little Google to see if there's anything here, but I don't know whether there will be. But it's fine, because we've got stuff that I can actually talk about popping up. So, we are meeting here Princess Fusei. I don't know whether it's Fuse or Fusei. I'm going to go with Princess Fusei, because that seems more Japanesely correct.
For sure, yeah.
And what's actually quite fascinating is that, so she and what is soon going to be our main quest for a time are related to a very famous epic novel. And, well, obviously in Japan it's famous. In the West, like, we don't have an idea about these things. Obviously, in the West, the only cultures that we really know anything about are our Western cultures. We are Philistines, for the most part.
That's the point. Do you think, like, Japanese people, or people in the Far East, if you want to get pedantic about it, research Western cultures? Because, I mean, lore and knowledge isn't a thing that's kept by one set of peoples, per se. Everyone's in pursuit of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think in some instances, yes, they probably are as in the dark about some of our bits as we are of theirs, but then I know that there are certain elements which have transcended. So Shakespeare, for example, is global. You can go to Japan, people will know who Shakespeare is. Whereas you bring some of these narratives over to the West, which are like, they are the big cheese of Japanese myth and culture, and we have no clue. But I think that says more about us than it says about them. So, Princess Fusei has asked us to go on a quest to try and find the 8 canine warriors.
That sounds dope.
Because they have orbs which are needed to defeat the Crimson Hell. Now, the 8 canine warriors are based quite heavily on the epic novel Nanso Satomi Hakenden, which basically the title translates to The 8 Dog Chronicles, Tale of 8 Dogs, or Biographies of 8 Dogs.
I like that last one. Biographies of 8 Dogs, Chapter 1, citation needed.
Is the story of 8 samurai half-brothers, all of them descended from a dog, and bearing the word dog in their surnames. So it also includes all of their adventures with themes of loyalty, family honour, as well as things like Confucianism, Bushido, and Buddhist philosophy. So you have the story of a princess marrying a dog who brings her father the head of his enemy, and that seems in some way to be a reference to the Chinese myth of Pan Hu. And there's various things, but ultimately, Princess Fusei in the original narrative is the samurai's mother, rather than being their caretaker.
Okay.
It's a little bit weird in that respect, but initially, the 8 canine warriors, one of which is here, they were going to be human. But I think at some point they decided, Actually, it would make more sense, considering we're playing as a wolf, to make these dog-related warriors actual dogs.
Yeah, it's thematically appropriate.
Each of the dogs, you are going to want to feed them because they do count towards your total.
Ah, okay.
Each of them has an orb relating to an element of Confucianism. So, Ko, who is this dog here, he has the wisdom orb because Ko stands for wisdom.
Ah, okay. And he was smart enough to let us come along and feed him instead of go and forage for himself, so there's that.
Exactly. Ko, in terms of his breed, he's a collie, which is a British dog used in herding sheep. And every single one of the dogs is a different breed of dog.
That's pretty cool, actually.
So, it is really quite awesome. You may actually think back and think, haven't we met some dogs already that,
Yes, we have, yeah.
So, obviously this means that we're going to have to go on a massive long trek. But it's fine, because it means that we get to do a little bit more hunting and it's just going to be loads of fun.
Oh, it's the journey, not the destination, mate. It's fun. And, you know, we've opened up shortcuts and walk points by now, so it's not going to be as long as you might think.
The world gets exponentially bigger, but it becomes easier and easier to just skip your way through it. It's glorious. As I've said in the past, when you're feeding animals, it will tell you when you're feeding them the wrong thing, like just happened there, so that's really super helpful.
I think I talked about anti-frustration functions or features in a previous part. I remember this guy, or someone similar.
Yes, it is indeed the same guy. So this is Camuso once again, and he has a very similar challenge for us. Defeat the enemies in as fast a time as is humanly possible.
Okay.
The best way I can suggest doing this is definitely using just power slash all the way through, because it'll just get rid of them so insanely quickly, apart from, you know, when you accidentally use a pool of ink and immediately regret the situation.
Ah, that was pretty slick, mate. You got, like, what is that, cherry blossom trees? Is that the highest rank?
Yes, so that is the highest rank, because that is how they rank the glorious things of rankings.
You gotta find another word to describe stuff other than glorious, mate. Although, who am I to talk when aesthetic is like my number one used word in these playthroughs nowadays?
Exactly. Here we have another dog.
Aww.
This is Ray. So, Ray is a pointer, which is a breed of hunting dog used to retrieve fallen birds. His markings suggest that he's an English pointer specifically. And Ray has the Honour Orb because Ray stands for Honour.
Finally, Evangelion all makes sense to me. All the pieces are falling into place.
Pretty sure that with all of the Canine warriors, the kanji that's on their orbs are exactly what their names are.
Well, that makes sense, really. You know, the imps had it, the dogs have it, so...
Exactly. Actually, I remember there's a... So, with the Satomi Power Orbs, which is what we are collecting, by getting the Canine Warriors back, there was something quite fascinating in the Okami official art book about the Satomi Power Orbs. I think in the artwork they messed up the colours or something. It was strange, but honestly I cannot remember for the life of me exactly what that little bit of detail was.
Oh man, you can't do like incomplete anecdotes, that's not cool.
I will sort it out later, I'm sure.
Oh, he was hiding inside a tree!
So, this is Chi or Ki. They mean the same thing, obviously.
How's it spelled exactly?
So, C-H-I.
Ah.
So I would say Chi, but then I know that some people would say Ki or Kai.
The meaning,
But
is,
the meaning
the
is
same.
the same. So it stands for knowledge. Chi is a Japanese Spitz,
Aww.
which is a breed most often seen as a pet or companion dog.
Puts me in mind of Missile from Ace Attorney.
Indeed, I am pretty sure that Missile in Ghost Trick is a Japanese Spitz. I'm just gonna...
They're both based on the same dog that the writer has, I believe.
Okay, so actually Missile's a Pomeranian.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But, yeah, so he is based on designer Shutakumi's dog in real life.
It was just Chi's demeanour that put me in mind of Missile, honestly. By the way, if you haven't played Ghost Trick, fucking pick up a cheap copy. It's fantastic.
Oh, hell yeah. Ghost Trick is freaking amazing.
I kind of want to cover it this year for Halloween, we'll see.
Yes! Yes!
I think it would be great.
I think it would be as well, and even if it's not, I don't care, I'll just want to experience Ghost Trick again.
Wow, put it on the playthrough list, mate. Any other dogs to pick up in this park? 'Cause we've only got about 4 minutes left.
Yes, so we've got a couple more.
Aww.
So this is Shin. So Shin is a boxer, a medium bulldog breed from Germany, and Shin means faith. I believe that we actually only have one more Canine warrior that we are going to be able to find in Kusa Village.
And the rest are outside in the world, I assume.
Exactly. I don't know why they decided to scarp, because, you know, you would have thought that they would have stayed to protect Princess Fuso, but clearly they're all arseholes, so...
Yeah, they operate on a fuck you got mine kind of scenario, really.
Exactly. They clearly just thought, you know what can he be doing with this gunk? I'm just going to clear off and find my own dealio.
Even the dog who represents honour didn't stick around. Well, it stripped him of his rank, I think.
There's a reason I'm switching back to my devout beads for this fight, because otherwise it's going to be difficult.
Oh.
Because this is Tei. And he is a Tosaken, a Japanese fighting dog. Tei stands for brotherhood.
Nice.
So it's quite fitting that he is sort of the leader of the Canine Warriors in a way.
Isn't Brotherhood a sword in an RPG? I'm thinking it's out of Final Fantasy.
It might very well be. You may also potentially be thinking about Final Fantasy 15 Brotherhood?
No, because I haven't played FF15. I've got it, like, unopened here, but I've got so many RPGs for my PS4, I can't get through them all. Hashtag first world problems, I know, but still.
So, I mean, Brotherhood was the name of the anime that was released as part of the build-up to Final Fantasy 15.
Dude, that fucking shield mode, oh, this is great.
Do love a good bit of shielding and whipping out the devout beads. It's just really satisfying, and I would always recommend using the rosaries where possible, because as you can see, I've already done a really good job on Tei's health. Even with the Infinity Judge, this would be going so much more slowly.
What are those yellow things that shoot out, by the way?
From where?
I'm not sure whether it's part of the environment or not, but there's like yellow buds that shoot out. Are they missiles coming from the rosaries?
If you're talking about the stuff coming from Army, then those are part of the Rosary Bead Whip. If you're asking about the things coming out of Tei when we're hitting him...
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm assuming they're just sort of leaves to kind of go, look, nature!
Ah, okay. Sorry, I was getting confused there, but you know how easily that happens for me.
Well, I mean, to be fair, yellow things wasn't the most helpful of descriptors.
Yeah, well, you know. I do like that though, like you have an enemy on like the same size or at least the same stature as you, rival flies essentially, they're always cool.
that really does just make so much sense, because ultimately the Canine Warriors are recycled characters because they share a similar model, well, specifically in terms of the bone structure and attack animations as Army.
Yeah, I can see that.
It makes sense. I think one of the other reasons why they changed them into dogs was because, saves you some money.
Yes, it does, yeah.
Because that's 8 human models that you don't have to create now. You can just use the same body structure for all of the dogs, and it's fine.
Well, it gives them a nice sense of uniformity, and, they've got different aesthetic designs, so I'm not really complaining.
So yes, we've got to go back and get all of the other Canine Warriors hidden throughout the world.
Yes, our quest is not over yet, guys. In fact, I guess you could say it's only just begun. So come back next time for another smashing part of Okami, where we find the rest of the doggies. Goodbye for now.